Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is Frecky Fit Wolf. Today's video is a different kind of video. It is a collab video. All right, so Kim from over at A Girl and Her Phone, I keep saying with her phone. I am so sorry, Kim. I don't know why I get that wrong all the time. I've recorded this 5 times. So that's it. All right, so either way, Kim from A Girl and Her Phone invited me as well as like 8 other people to do a collab because a lot of you guys are a little bit worried about Thanksgiving and all this stuff that's gonna be there. And especially if you're cooking, we've had a lot of people ask us if there is a way to make healthier Thanksgiving dishes. So that's what this collab is. We are all doing it. A link to Kim as well as everybody else that is part of the collab, a link to their videos will be down below, and we will each have a different dish. So between all of us, you could have a whole Thanksgiving meal, which I think is a brilliant idea. So I'm super excited for it. So let's get into what I'm making. All right, so in case you can't guess by the ingredients you see here, I'm gonna be making macaroni and cheese. It was never a huge dish that was on my Thanksgiving table growing up, but it is something that is delicious. And when I honestly Googled and asked what the most popular Thanksgiving dishes are because a lot of people are making some amazing things and I wanted to make something that wasn't already being made. So I'm making macaroni and cheese, but this is going to be a healthier option for mac and cheese. In fact, I've already pointed everything out and I think everybody will be really pleased. So first of all, obviously the ingredients. So I got some whole grain elbow noodles, have some flour, it's some spices, so salt, pepper, and onion powder, and just a little bit of olive oil spray. If you're new to my channel and haven't seen me cook before, I always tend to forget to list ingredients. With that stuff that I listed over there, you can't make macaroni and cheese. You need to make cheese. So, as well as with the other ingredients, I have almond milk. And I also have Fat Free Cheddar cheese. And I'm mixing in some Gouda cheese. So now all the ingredients are listed. All right, so in this pot over here, I've already started boiling water for the noodles. And this is where we're gonna make the cheese sauce. Best angle I can get, sorry guys. So for that, you are going to need your olive oil spray. And that I'm just gonna spray in the bottom here. And then you need 1/4 of a cup, there we go. 1/4 of a cup of the all-purpose flour. So first let's get this going. And you just wanna put that in there. Easy so far, right? Also go ahead and toss in the seasonings. This is 3/4 of a teaspoon of the onion powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and some pepper mixed in. And this, start whisking that together, and now we will do the milk. And I'm using almond milk, but you can use different kind of milks if you choose. And the trick with this is you want to add a little at a time. We're going to be using 2 cups total. And if I forget to say a measurement, guys, I always put the description in the description box. I put the ingredients in the description box down below. So you want to start whisking all of that together, and it's going to be 2 total. So this is the first cup that I'm whisking in. And it's going to get a little thin. And one thing, I grab a spoon and make sure to get those corners. The whisk cannot get into the corners, and if you're not careful, not all of it will be incorporated into everything. So I always make sure to go around the edges and do that. And then you just want to start whisking it up. It's really quite easy. Like, so many people, you know, we buy the box cheese or the box macaroni and cheese, the Velveeta ones, the whatever, but it's pretty darn easy to make your own. And a lot healthier. Because with this almond milk and all of that, it ends up being so low in points. You can use skim milk. It just has a little bit more points than what I wanted because skim milk would be, for the amount of milk we need, it would be, I think, 3 points on the green plan. And it's 1 point for all of this almond milk on the green plan. I will put the nutritional information down below, like I said, and also I will put the point values for all 3 of the new Weight Watchers plans. So whether you're counting calories or on any of the new WW plans, all of that information is going to be in the description box. I'll probably recap it at the end just to give a quick explanation. But when I'm talking generally, I'm talking about the green plan because that is what I'm doing. But like I said, I will include everything else. All right, so you just want to keep whisking that up and checking the sides for any caking of the flour. And we are going to bring this to a boil. All right, so I don't know how well you can see in there, but it has started to boil. So that is when you're going to turn it down to between low and medium, and then you're just going to let it simmer. You still want to keep whisking, but you just want to let it simmer for a few minutes while it thickens up. And that is good timing because my pot of water over here is starting to boil. So take the 2 cups of the whole grain macaroni, and that one's pretty simple. You know how to make noodles, right? If not, the directions will be on the box, but literally you put them in a pot of water and you boil them until they're done. I do like to add a little bit of salt to the pot over there. It helps tenderize the noodles, and it also helps keeping it from boiling over. You can also, sometimes I will, depending on how it goes, spray a little bit of your olive oil spray into there, and that will keep it from bubbling over. All right, I can tell that is starting to get a lot thicker. So we just want to go for a couple more minutes on this guy, but see how it's getting a little thicker. And this is when you just want to kind of make sure, again, the whole time you need to make sure that none of it is caking on the sides, because that can happen very, very easily. And if you don't get it fully whisked up and mixed together smoothly, that is when you're going to get it clumpy, and you're going to get it where it kind of tastes a little bit like the flour. We only use 1/4 of a cup, but it can happen. All right, I think that is a good texture. So at this point, you are going to take your cheeses. So in here, I have 1/2 of a cup of the Fat Free Cheddar cheese and 1/2 of a cup of the Gouda. And you're literally just putting it in. That's it. And you just want to melt it through and make sure it's all completely combined. All right, so that's going. The noodles are going. And this is pretty much the texture I want. You want it where it's saucy and not super, super thick, but not super runny. You want the V shape to happen. The V shape is that. That's a V. Triangle shape, V shape, whatever you want to call it. I call it a V. Because triangles face the other direction. All right, so now we're just going to keep this on low and let it keep going until the noodles are done. And just make sure to keep stirring this while you're waiting for the noodles. And keep, especially like I said, with that spoon, making sure you get in the corners of it. Otherwise, it can build up. So everything's fully incorporated, but as it's cooking down and thickening up, you got to be a little bit careful. All right, so the noodles are done, so I'm just going to drain them and put them back in the pot. So that is easy. And I just use this. I use the spray for everything. You just spray that in there, and then you want to mix it up so that it keeps the noodles from sticking together. And one thing, if you've never used whole wheat pasta before, it does, when you're stirring, it doesn't feel as soft as other pastas will. So you have to take it out and you have to try it. Does that make sense? You have to like taste it. Take a bite, make sure it's done, but still a little bit firm. All right, and simply, I mean, this is super, super easy, guys. You're just gonna pour the cheese sauce in there. Oh, looks so freaking good. Can't wait to try it. Doesn't that look good, guys? All right, I'm gonna put it in a serving dish and I'll be right back. All right, so super easy, right? And look how good that looks. I'm super excited to try it. But also I do want to point out, Look how cute this little dish is. It's like a little mini crock pot. It's super, super cute. But I got it from Aldi. Go figure. Aldi has amazing things. And so yeah. So I'm gonna try it and see what we think. I mean, at least what I think. Look at all that stretchy cheese. That's awesome. You guys, I forgot what I'm in charge of for my family's Thanksgiving, but I kind of want to make this and bring it. If not, I'll make it for myself anytime. But yeah, so anyway, so that is delicious and super easy, right? And you can even be a little bit extra and you can put it in a dish and you can put some more cheese on top and bake it if you want to. I'm just not that type of person, but you totally could. And that would be very well. It would adjust the points, of course, or the calories. So I didn't do that. I like the amount, I like the texture of this, so I didn't need to. And so yeah, so there is something that you guys can have for Thanksgiving and super low in calories and points with those options. The little things, like a lot of times when people make cheese sauce, they make a roux first, and so they use butter and the flour and make that into a roux and then start adding in the milk. If you just spray a little bit of that olive oil spray and just start adding the milk right away, you can skip that step and it still comes out super cheesy, still comes out super good, super thick. It's not a runny thing. So you can skip that and cut out the butter. That alone will save a ton of calories, because I did look up to see what other people's ideas were for healthier mac and cheese, and most of them still kept the butter in. I chose not to. And then obviously using the whole wheat pasta helps a lot, because I think, like for one serving, it's like 180 calories, but for like the other ones, it was like 220, 230. So it saves you a lot of calories right there and a lot of points. So anyway, so nutritional information. So first of all, let's talk points. I am on the green plan. So that is equal to 8 points for one serving, which this on your plate with a bunch of other stuff, plenty. That whole, can you see it behind me? That whole pot, 6 servings total. Did I mention that was 6 servings? I don't know. Guys, if you are new to my channel, I am not a super organized person. I think of things, I decide to do them, and I do not plan them out. But it usually comes out fine. So yeah, so that whole pot, 6 servings, 8 points per serving on the WW Green plan. If you are doing the blue plan, aka freestyle, that is 8 points as well. It's the same, because the differences between the plans are the 0-point foods. The points are calculated exactly the same across all plans. It's just the 0-point foods. But speaking of 0-point foods, if you are on the brand new purple plan, you will love this, because it is 2 points per serving. Using this stuff, 0-point food. So you plug it into your recipe builder, it is 2 points for all of that. That is a fantastic deal. So with that, plus with all the other amazing things that the people are in the collab down below, all of them, all the stuff they're making, they are all on weight loss journeys. So they're all making healthier versions of stuff. So you can have Thanksgiving without a ton of regret. And so yeah, that's something to keep in mind. You don't have to regret it. Plus, I mean, me honestly, if I'm being real, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and for birthdays, I kind of decide to go off plan typically. Sometimes I decide to go ahead and stay on. I still haven't decided what I'm doing for this year. If I am going to be like, you know what, it's a holiday, I'm spending it with my family, I'm not gonna focus on it. I might do that. I might be like, you know, I'm spending time with my family. That doesn't mean I have to eat horribly and gain weight this week. Not that you could necessarily gain weight, because you can make these healthier options. You can exercise, you can do other stuff to burn off the calories. So hopefully these videos will help. So anyway, the rest of the nutritional information, I'm just gonna say it really, really quick. Again, all of it will be down below. But for one serving, it is 310 calories. Not bad for macaroni and cheese. 4.3 grams of fat, 0.8 grams of saturated fat, 57.6 grams of carbs, 8.4 grams of fiber, 2.7 grams of sugar, and 17.2 grams of protein. So really the only thing, depending on what you're doing, that might not be wonderful, it's not keto friendly. It's still a lot of carbs. It's 57 grams of carbs. But for most other diets that you could be doing, this can work. It can make it delicious and healthy at the same time. Because honestly, like, I was a little bit nervous about making a video about mac and cheese. Like, it's not fancy, it's nothing spectacular. Like I said, I didn't bother doing the whole baking it in the oven or breadcrumbs and all that because I wanted it as low point as possible, but still packed with flavor. And so I felt like this was actually a good option to do because of that. Because like I said, a lot of people do macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving, but a lot of people, when we are trying to lose weight, trying to eat healthy, we automatically think there's certain foods that are no-no foods. You can't have them, like macaroni and cheese. That's, you know, anything with pasta in it, anything with cheese in it, holy cow, you can't have it. But by cutting the cheese in half and using half of a fat-free cheese and half of an awesome, yummy Gouda cheese, it keeps the point super, super low. Because basically you just need a cup of cheese. You can do full non-fat. I don't love fat-free cheese that much, so I mix the two together and it tastes delicious. And it would still work with the fat-free. Just, I prefer a little bit of fat in there. That makes sense. But anyway, so hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you guys check out the people down below and watch all of their videos. We're covering every portion of a Thanksgiving meal in our videos because there's 9 of us total that are doing it. And yeah, thank you for stopping by, and I will talk to you guys, well, it's Sunday, right? When I do my weigh-in after this. Obviously, I recorded this on a different day.